Some folks don't learn boundaries until they're staring at their own SUV dangling from a military-grade helicopter. I live out on 60 acres of quiet farmland just north of Asheville, North Carolina. Rolling hills, chickens, 2 horses, and a red barn built by my grandfather in 1958. I mind my own business, pay my taxes, fix tractors, and occasionally do heavy lift contract work with my Chinook. Yep, a CH-47D twin-rotor transport helicopter, decommissioned and fully legal for civilian use. I used to fly them in the Army. Now I fly mine for disaster recovery and special ops training gigs. And sometimes, for poetic justice. This is the story of how the HOA president from the adjacent subdivision lost her marbles, rammed her Escalade into my barn, and ended up watching it get airlifted out of my field at sunrise. The trouble started with her fence. Margaret Whiteley, HOA president of Clear Pines Estates, owns a 5-acre tract that borders the west end of my land. Her neighborhood's all luxury cabins, gravel roads, and signs like, "Deer crossing only, no ATVs." I'm not in the HOA, I never signed anything. But that didn't stop Margaret from thinking she had jurisdiction over everything in sight. She first came by in April, clipboard in hand, complaining about my unsightly barn roof, which is rustic and historic. Thank you very much. Then it was the sound of my cows mooing too early in the morning. Then the Chinook, which I fly from a private strip on my land about once a month. She said, and I quote, "It lowers property values. Helicopters belong at airports, not near luxury homes." I told her calmly that I own my land, pay for the permits, and if she wanted less rural, she should have bought in a gated cul-de-sac. But Margaret doesn't take no well. Fast forward to early June. I get up at 5:30 a.m. to feed the animals. Just me, the birds, and the sunrise. I'm halfway through hauling hay when I hear tires squealing, and then a crash. I sprint to the barn and there it is. Margaret's 2022 Cadillac Escalade embedded halfway into the old siding, rear wheels spinning in the dirt, steam hissing from the radiator. She's in the driver's seat, dazed, phone in one hand, coffee spilled all over the dash. Apparently, she lost control while trying to take photos of my helicopter parked near the barn. That's right. She was on my property without permission, on a slope, at sunrise, texting and trying to document violations. She screamed at me when I approached. "This is your fault. That thing's not supposed to be here." I just laughed, took a photo, called 911 and reported the incident, then called my lawyer. Margaret refused a breathalyzer on site and started yelling about litigation. The deputy told her to sit tight. Then, in a moment of absolute clarity, I got an idea. You see, I had a job scheduled that afternoon to demonstrate a heavy lift procedure for some out-of-state first responders. The Chinook was already fueled and ready. With the right cables, it could lift an Escalade no problem. So I made a few calls, checked regulations, confirmed the sheriff was okay with it. He laughed harder than I've ever seen a lawman laugh. Got written consent for vehicle removal under civil trespass code. And just after sunrise the next morning, we airlifted that Escalade out of my field. A Chinook rising through the misty dawn sky, rear ramp open, heavy-duty cables slung under the belly, and Margaret's shiny white Cadillac dangling 100 feet beneath, slowly spinning like a confused disco ball. I flew it 5 miles north and gently set it down in the county impound lot. My attorney filed notice of damage, trespass, and recovery costs. The sheriff filed his own report. Margaret, meanwhile, tried to spin the story on her HOA's Facebook group. But the video told the real story. Captured by my security cameras, local drone footage, and even a neighbor's teenage son with a GoPro. The scene went viral in under 24 hours. HOA president's SUV airlifted after barn crash. Local news ran it. Then the national outlets picked it up. The memes were glorious. My favorite was her car edited as the Death Star being towed away by rebels. Margaret has since stepped down from the HOA. Her insurance refused to pay out due to trespassing liability. My barn? Minor damage, mostly cosmetic. Her Escalade? Scratched, muddy, and now infamous. Me? I got a $1,000 donation from a local veterans group who saw the story and wanted to help fix the barn roof. And I still fly the Chinook, but now with a special decal on the nose cone. A cartoon Escalade with wings. Sometimes justice isn't just sweet. Sometimes it flies.